So welcome everybody. I'm here with Phil Cutrone from HPE. Warm welcome, Phil.
Thanks, Peter. Great to be here.
We're here to talk about a lot of interesting things that's going on in the industry. Mobile networks and the evolution of mobile is not only about consumers, it's very much about the enterprises and how we transform enterprises.
Yeah.
How do you see that transformation from an HPE's perspective?
Well, when I think about this digitization era that we're in, really, we have to go back just even 10 years ago, seeing that we're taking things that we physically did and we've now digitized them. But the future is very different. We're actually taking things that we contemplate, thoughts that we're digitizing now. So when we start to think about this as a consumer perspective, before I had choices that an AI might present to me, now I might have an AI do it, actually make the decision for me. In the case of enterprises now, all of a sudden that capability can be wrapped up into some form of an app and to make their systems either more efficient or actually expose new capabilities that we haven't even seen before. So when I think about this digitization era that we're in and the transformation that we're going to, unprecedented abilities to do things that actually we only were able to do in our thoughts and in whiteboard sessions, but now we're going to have that all packaged up in applications. And so that's a difficult concept sometimes to grasp. But I think when we look forward into this era is the productivity that we call this little device that we carry around with us is going to increase exponentially.
Yeah. No, but I found it very exciting because when we talk about AIs and all that can enable, but we're also thinking about how do we connect the devices and how do we connect it in a secure way.
Absolutely.
So like I see a lot of momentum around AI, cloud, and mobile and bringing it all together. But we're not only talking about the things that we're going to enable around us. We're also talking a lot about the transition to programmable networks, where the mobile network look fundamentally different. Higher performance requirements since we're going to run business applications on top of it, as well as mission critical, and also be an open architecture.
Absolutely.
What are the things that you're contributing in this puzzle of programmable networks?
Yeah. Well, following on to that question about digitization, first off, HPE plays a role and has been playing a role since our beginning, actually, in helping consumers and mostly helping enterprises. So we have portfolio from edge to cloud and everything in between. So in the case of now APIs and programmable networks, it's going to be critical because, as I said, we're taking concepts now and digitizing them, not things. That means we have to release control to an application to talk to each other. And API-driven network is going to give the potential that will reduce human interaction, have applications working and functioning on their own, learning from the individual, learning from the enterprise, and making smarter decisions. HP's already made our servers API-driven. We even added so much more security into our latest ILO 7 ASIC, where we have we used to have silicon root of trust, but that's actually evolved now to what we call a secure enclave, which is now quantum safe, which is the most secure ability that any server has right now on the planet. So we're excited about that. And you come back to programmable networks, you want to make sure you have a secure environment. You want to make sure that the server can act when it's as appropriately and have an application directed autonomously. But now we have the applications now interconnecting autonomously as well with APIs. And then I think about the network, if I want an SLA, or if I need a very specific SLA for an enterprise or a consumer on demand, it's now capable.
No, and it's so important also since very much the DNA of mobile is very much about security and reliability.
Absolutely.
Now when we move into a little bit to new architectures and making sure that we can conserve that essential part of the DNA. So switching gear a little bit here, when we talk about ecosystem collaboration,
yeah.
You've been living your whole life in an open world and with all the rules and how the market characteristics. What do you say is different right now, but what we see both in the industry and in the collaborations with Ericsson?
Yeah, open ecosystems are incredibly important for this to work. But let me first start by saying that in HPE, we're an open company, essentially. We've helped lead OCP designs and OCP modular hardware systems, DCMHS. So that's the only way I think that we can have an ecosystem of a lot of players participating to a certain standard so that we can put it all together. So when I think about an open ecosystem, it's going to be critical because you have all this extra complexity. We have now APIs, we have AI, everything's going to start to be autonomous. And if every player in that ecosystem is not complying, something's going to break. So we can't take that, what I talked before, where we took a physical thing and digitized it. We will never be able to take the thing that's been conceptual and actually make it work autonomously. So open ecosystems is absolutely critical. Look, what HPE has participated in, also like AI RAN Alliance and Open RAN Alliance. So we're already players in that space, trying to make sure that all of the market can comply with this ecosystem set of requirements so that we can have a great experience for enterprises and consumers.
Yep. I'm super happy about this collaboration in particular because it allows us to collaborate both on what we're doing for enterprises and the digital transformation of enterprises, but also what we're doing for programmable networks and taking the evolution of the networks one step further, more into an open, more innovative world. And I'm very convinced that what we're doing together have a big impact.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for
Hey,
coming.
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.